This is the foundation inspection. We're actually at the right elevation. We're looking at the foundation itself. Now there's a basement, it's a half basement, it's at the front of the building only. The rear of the building is a post-tension cable slab construction. Here, I'm not quite sure what it's constructed like. There's a barrier there. And we have ethos walls. Now, we've got nice drainage here in terms of sloping away from the building. But we're going to make some comments about that later. There's a clear out here that needs to be fixed at some point. We'll come back and make more comments about that. Now I cannot really see the foundation. The problem lies here, that there should be at least a 4-inch gap between the grade and the wall, and the foundation grade wall, and there's not. So I'm going to recommend that that's actually, the soil is moved out a bit and we get a gap there, especially important with ethos. There's no foundation exposed around here, but we do have that gap, that 4-inch gap which I said I require on ethos, and you'll want that on the right hand elevation. Here we are at the rear elevation. We can see the grade wall, which is good. We're now moving to the left elevation of the building. And again, we're interested in the foundation. Now here you can see the foundation. We've got a nice big gap between the ground. Now this is a barrier, and as such that should be cut back to the level of the wall. As it is at the moment, it's touching the grade. It can allow water to seep up, gets dampness up there. It's all not quite right, so that needs to be cut back. It's a little job that was left by the builder. We are now actually at the left corner elevation, and all of this has got to be lowered. You see it's all in touch with the brickwork here. What that means is water's going to pass through the brickwork, because it's porous, into the building. So that needs to be dug out and lowered. Moving to the front elevation. Okay. Standing at the right elevation of the building, and I'm concerned about drainage from this area here. Got a retaining wall here, got a nice slope, so the water's going to accumulate, and whether it runs out here or not is a question. Now what I would expect to find in this area would be a French drain, and we do have a drain cap here, but that actually is not a French drain. This drain here intends to take water from there out to the curb. Well, there's a pipe passing out, but there's no outlet, which means it's not going to be very effective as a drain. So this area needs to be monitored when you live here. If you get a build-up of water in heavy rainstorms and it remains for a number of hours or such, you might like to consider having a French drain installed in this area, bringing water out to here. At the moment, my concern is it will build up and you get high water, hydrostatic pressure in the ground at the right elevation, which could affect the foundation. So we're looking at the grading. We're at the front elevation. These bushes need to be trimmed back. They're getting too tall. They expirate enormous quantities of moisture from the ground, and that can affect the foundation itself. So it needs some tender loving care. These are, by the look of it, rose bushes. They need to be cut right back really hard. So this is the retaining wall at the front. We have a drainage here, which is good, and we should be seeing that every 5 to 6 foot. There we go, more drainage there. Yep, we've got drainage into the there in that area. Yep, more. So retaining walls over 4 foot tall. It's about 4 foot. Have to be engineered, but there's no way to tell whether it has been engineered or not. We're looking at the landscaping and the rear retaining wall. There's drainage there, but it's getting blocked. Wherever you see drainage that's blocked, you need to just clear it out. You want the water to run freely out. There's a drain there, it's blocked. Another drain there, blocked. That needs to be cleared out so the water can just come straight out. Yeah, that one's blocked. So have those drains cleared out. There's a grading inspection of the rear yard. Now this area here has got the nice ornamental stonework in it. What you've got to make sure is it doesn't trap water and that there is way for the water to flow out. Otherwise it's going to cause pooling next to the foundation, which can cause hydrostatic pressure to rise, and again that will affect the foundation. Yeah, this area is sloping away from the building, so we should get good drainage. assuming you're in an area where the eave has been installed incorrectly. This area here should come into focus in a moment, I hope. I'm focusing on this area here because you can see the wall is actually coming down as in contact with the tiles, and that's going to cause water to weep up into that area and cause dampness behind the wall. So at some point that needs to be addressed. This is the attic inspection. This structure here is called purlin, supported by struts that then go down to the joists, and these purlin runs along the rafter and it stops the rafter spreading. We've got another one there. If they spread, of course, they reduce the support they're giving to the decking above. We're on the lower part of the attic. The decking has radiant barrier, excellent to have that in Texas with the long hot summer days. This is the chimney, it's a metal chimney. And down below us is a ladder, and I'm going to have to put everything away to climb down. You're looking down at the chimney, we're looking for the fire stop, can't see it, it's covered in insulation, that needs to be cleared out so it's clear. There is a vent. It's okay, so far so good. It's fitted for 8x2 timber. It's actually lying loose on the ceiling joist. That needs to be removed from the property. Over time it could slip and fall and it will go through the ceiling. So have that taken out. We're looking over the garage. There's an attic hatch to the garage, we'll go up there later. No, it's not the garage, that's the porch. Okay. No installation over porches. I'm in the garage, this is the attic inspection for the garage. We've got a hatch here. Now you can see the hatch doesn't have a weather sealing around it. In addition to that, above me here, there are holes in the sheetrock. That's a complete no-no. What the sheetrock in the garage is for is to prevent fire penetrating the building. And that is not going to help, because if there's a fire in a vehicle here, it's going to go straight into the attic and it will spread to the rest of the house in an instant. So they've got to be sealed to make it fire safe. It's got to be a 1-hour fire barrier, which is represented by the door there, which is a 1-hour door. Nice, mate. Roof head, roof spout, master bathroom. A number of points around the building have this situation. You see, the mortar didn't stick, and so they're loose, come away. You need to get those fitted in properly. Now we'll be signs for common settlement, a little bit of settlement here at the arch, very common. I'm on the balcony. You can see in this area here, you look very close, you'll see small cracks appearing. And that's going to allow water in heavy rainstorms in between, which could penetrate the house. That's a source of water leaks. Now normally, when you have an ethos finish like this, giving you the adobe style finish, okay, there's normally a gap between the actual wall covering and the brick surfaces here, or the stone surfaces. And that's to allow water to run up against the flashings and harmlessly away. This particular part doesn't. I wouldn't recommend anything to be done at the moment, but it would be a good idea to seal along here with a silicone seal, just to prevent water getting in there, because over time that can cause quite a lot of damage. Doorpost here is in contact with the stonework, and that's going to allow damp or water to wick up into the wood itself. What we should see is what we've got over here, where we have a relief cut. You see we've got this gap here. That's excellent, that's what we should see, but what we've actually got is it in contact with the brickwork. It's a double door in the master bedroom to the pool area, and you've got a bolt here, security bolt, and it will not move, it's fixed.